Alright everyone, we're here to go through a couple of new policies and procedures that we've updated. If you go to the first one about occupational violence risk management procedure for our officers, and I'll read through a few of the key points here. So when meeting a new client, the staff member to have support of another member of staff during this visit, meet in a safe, controlled environment in the offices, senior staff member to support the new volunteer staff member employee. These steps are taken to ensure that information is not misconstrued and to support the newer staff member. And mandatory training of TCI in the first 3 months of commencing the work. So as we know, TCI is therapeutic crisis intervention training, so that just helps with de-escalating situations when people become aggressive or abusive, and you need help supporting them. Occupational violence incident. So initially attempt to de-escalate the situation together with the support of your fellow staff member, and use the TCI methods that a few of us have learnt and others will learn in the first 3 months. Our duress alarms that we have around our neck, we set off these to alert other staff members in the office, and they are aware of following the evacuation procedures of clients and other staff to designated areas in the office if something's escalating out of control. Us as employees, we use calm verbal and non-verbal communication, asking the clients to please calm down, or else they'll have to be asked to leave, and police will be called. Instruct a staff member to call police and retreat facing the client at all times, so never turn your back to the client. And when confronting aggressive behaviour, it's our legal obligation to ensure the safety of all of us employees, as well as the other clients in the offices during that time. So it's paramount that if something is escalating, that police is called sooner rather than later. Following the incident, ensure everyone is accounted for, arrange first aid, medical attention if required, and report the incident to the manager to determine any further actions that need to be taken, and offer psychological support to staff and clients, and then once that's all completed, then you complete your incident report. That's our duty of care and responsibilities as a manager, to provide that support to you guys as employees. So, and I guess it's your job to be honest and upfront with us about everything that went on during the incident. Once the incident occurs, the manager to investigate and ensure incident report is written. The manager then reviews policy with health and safety representative and makes changes if required and if deemed necessary. Assess the conduct of the employees during the emergency and determine whether they followed the correct policy and procedure. If not, and the actions are untoward, then action may be taken in regards to a verbal warning, a written warning, or employment termination. Manager shares updates on procedures to employees and refresh the steps. So once something's happened, the manager, I'll get with the health and safety representative, and we'll go over everything and all the steps to see if anything needs to be fine-tuned, and then we'll have a meeting to update everyone about what we've come up with. Manager should support staff to discuss the event. So my job is to support you guys to refer to the employment wellbeing support services, critical incident, psychological first aid, and provide access to peer support networks, so amongst yourselves to get through the traumatic event. During reporting, we fill out the incident report online within 48 hours. Incident report must be signed by the staff involved, so that it can be deemed an accurate account, but it can be completed by anyone. There are all legal obligations, and they must be adhered to. We use the client's initials in the report to protect their privacy, and the reports are sent to me. I sign off on them, and I keep the incident reports in a folder for 7 years, so that's a legal requirement. Are there any questions regarding that?
Yes, when something is unfolding quickly, who judges when to call the police, if this is required?
Good question. That is where it's paramount that you have a senior staff member supporting a younger staff member or a staff member that's just started. That their judgment and their experience will let you know when it's deemed necessary to make that call. So the younger employee there is there to support the more senior employee, and it's their judgment call to make. Yep, now's the time. We need a call. We need to get this happening. Anything else?
When you're meeting a new client, do you always need two people?
It is best practice to always have two people. We don't know who we're meeting when we come into the office, so it's always important to have a second set of eyes. Help calm the situation down. We don't know any of their behaviours. We don't know any risk factors, and we don't know if they're going to misconstrue any sort of information. So it's really paramount that we work as a team, and then down the track, if another client comes in again, we can say, oh, this person needs two people in the room. Just protects everyone. Anything else?
What if someone is not trained in TCI? In the first 3 months, policy says they have to be.
Yes, policy does. In best practice, that is what we would like. That's why it's important that a senior staff member is with a junior staff member, because a senior staff member will definitely be trained in TCI, and then the junior staff member is able to just support the senior staff member in calming and de-escalating the situation. So I'll just run through a little breakdown of what might happen. So pretend we're all sitting here. Ros, you've just been triggered by something and you're escalating really, really quickly. It's our job, Greg, to calm the situation, stay really relaxed. I can see you're angry. I can see you're upset about something. I need you to try really, really hard to, calm down and speak really maturely and calmly, or else I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises as per our emergency procedure. If Ros fails to do that and she gets heightened even more and gets up and starts walking around everywhere and going out and abusing people and stuff like that, we would get up, we'd keep staying calm and all that, keep staying calm, walk back, still facing the client, still talking to them, never turning our back to them, escort them out, and then I would call another staff member to phone the police. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Righto. If we go on to the next one, this is our case study for infectious disease control when working in communities. So, procedure when communicating with the client. It's a duty of care as staff members, so both of you, to ask the client how they're feeling and if they've come into contact with anyone with the infectious disease prior to leaving the office and going and meeting with them. Staff members are excluded from non-essential service until health professional issues and medical clearance. So if you're aware of someone and it's non-essential work, so you don't need to be there, then you don't go until a health professional has given us the all clear. Okay? Before leaving the office, we inform our manager, so you inform me that the risk situation of what you might be going into. To minimise the spread of the infectious disease, we meet out in the community away from the workplace. So we ask the clients, we'll say, we're going to come out and meet you. All vehicles must be stocked with the proper PPE gear and first aid kit, and we check these prior to leaving to go out into the community. For essential services, so we actually need to go there. PPE is worn at all times, surgical mask, protective eyewear, disposable gloves and fluid repellent gown. Once this is on and checked and it's all in working order, we do not play with it, touch it, take it off until the visit has concluded. Once we're there, we observe 1.5 metre social distancing. We limit physical contact where humanly possible. And if we do have physical contact and we have to do that, like if we're holding a baby or something like that, then that's why we have the PPE gear to protect us during that situation. We dispose of all the PPE at the completion of the visit. We wash our hands thoroughly with warm water and detergent and sanitise before returning to the office. As you can see, there's quite a few risk factors for this. The honesty of the client, so we're not sure if they're going to tell us the truth that they've been in contact with anyone that might have an infectious disease. The organisation's supply of PPE and first aid, which is not our responsibility, but it's the organisation, so myself and the other managers. And the last one is, and you guys yourselves, following the proper procedure at all times. So once an incident occurs, the manager investigates and ensures incident report is written. Again, review health policy with the health and safety representative and make changes if required. Assess conduct of staff during emergency if they didn't follow correct procedure. Then again, action may be taken as verbal warning, written warning, or employment termination. And manager shares updates on procedures to employees and refresh the steps so employees know their roles. Again, similar stuff to what we have with all our policies and procedures. Managers support the staff to discuss the event, refer employee to wellbeing support services, critical incidents, psychological first aid, and provide access to peer support network. And the reporting is the same as what we just went through before. So if you need to rehash on that and the legal requirements relating to reporting, feel free to do that as well. Are there any questions on that one?
Yes. When informing the manager of an impending visit, is it done verbally or by email?
Good question. That's probably not really clear in there, is it? I would suggest it can be either, but I would suggest once you've verbally told your manager, just send a real quick email before you head out the door and just say, look, as per our conversation, this is what's happening. So then you just cover yourself there.
What about if a client doesn't give you the right information over the phone, like they mislead you?
That's a tricky one. So that would be if you get out there and you find out, oh, this person's exposed to something, you would bring me, and my instruction would be to go to a health professional and get tested or get advice on what you need to do to make sure that you protect yourself and don't get sick, but you also don't bring that back to the office to get the rest of the office sick. Any more questions?
Yes. What procedure do you follow if a client arrives at the workplace showing visible signs of an infection?
Again, same as what we've done here. Keep the social distancing. Keep away from the person. Instruct them that they need to go home, that they're sick. They need to see a medical professional and get the all clear. And from that, then it's deemed whether you can go out and visit them but they need to stay away from the offices. And if they become heightened, then we refer to the previous policy and procedure about how to deal with occupational violence in the offices. Any more?
What if a child or a client is in distress and parent is refusing medical treatment for them?
Again, another good question. In that situation, we would need to inform the parent or the guardian or the carer that's fine that they make the decision, but as part of your duty of care and role and responsibility, you're going to have to report that this child is under duress and health professional needs to come here. And if that means police, if that means child protection or something like that, then that needs to happen. Is that all clear? Any more questions on that?
No.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll just quickly show you how to put on your PPE gear. So here we have mask first. Make sure it's all in working order. Put it over the nose and the mouth. Put our gloves on. Make sure they're working too. Not broken. There we go. I don't have any glasses, but these glasses will do. And then check that this is all in working order, no holes in it. Step in like this. Put it in your arm. Zip it up and pop it over your head. Voila, all done.